What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Hypocritical AF podcast. I'm your host, Albert Fig, and we're back with another week of Hypocritical AF. I got to say off tops, recording this one at a later date and a later time. So it's like kind of nighttime right now. It's dark. It's a little more fresher right now, too, so I don't have to worry about craziness of the heat. But I just got done finishing and watching up the game, the NBA Finals, where the Milwaukee Bucks just won. So definitely got to say congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks on winning your guys' second championship, I want to say. And the first one within the last 50 years or something like that, which is crazy to even think about. I think the last time they said the last person to win one was with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know what I mean? The legend. So shouts out to the Bucks with that. And I feel bad for Chris Paul because I was rooting for him. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people were rooting for him. So to see him not get to see him go to his first finals appearance and to see him, not actually get it, it's just a little, raise it up a little bit. It's just, it kind of sucks. So I definitely feel for him. And I feel like, the championship was there for the taking on his end. He went through the Lakers, right? Well, the Phoenix Suns went through the Lakers. Now, granted, it was a limited Lakers with the injured AD, so that was like a cakewalk for y'all. And then you guys battled Denver, with the Jamal Murray who wasn't playing, so that was kind of a cakewalk for y'all. And then ultimately played against the Clippers, in which Kawhi Leonard didn't even play for. So it's like you had everything was there for y'all to win as far as Phoenix Suns go and Chris Paul. Everything was there for y'all. You had the whole damn playoffs in your favor and in the finals. And you were up 2-0 and you let that 2-0 lead go and the Milwaukee Bucks end up winning in 6. And I'm not here to shit on y'all. I'm not here to shit on y'all at all because my team got beat in the first round. That's the Lakers, of course. But I just feel like, damn, like that was the Phoenix Suns. That was your championship. This year was your championship, and y'all butchered that one and ruined that one. So that's on y'all. I will say too, though, Bucks. If you're a Bucks fan, I mean that crowd. If you were just watching anything with the game right now, that crowd in the back. I think they said there was like 65,000 people outside the arena. So there was like 17,000 packed inside the arena. You know what I'm saying? And then outside in the downtown area and just outside the arena, there was like 65,000 people. And that crowd was crazy. So shouts out to for y'all if you're a Bucks fan for the support that you gave to the team and for your guys' championship. So, yeah. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to start the episode off with that, letting you guys, talking about that. If you're not a sports fan, I apologize. If you weren't watching the finals, I don't know what to tell you. I'm a sports fan. I do like watching finals, Super Bowls, sporting events, and anytime really I could just get a motivational thing of witnessing greatness because there's certain stuff and people that even if you're not a sports fan, you can pick apart and you can get some type of motivational from that. At least I do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll watch people win something or go be great at something. And then I just kind of put myself not necessarily there in their shoes, you know what I'm saying? But I'll put myself in a position to where like mentally, I'm like, I would love to get to that elevation or that level of achievement, on all kinds of scales of forms of, what I might do or what endeavors I might go take on. So that's just internally something that I do. Maybe y'all should do the same. But shouts out to the Bucks one more time on that one. But anyway, yeah. So just wanted to recap the last weekend, everything that's been going on, and everything hypocritical. So for starters, I want to start with parental night. Last Friday night, we got the parentals went out. You know what I'm saying? The parentals went out. Night away from the kiddo. Shouts out to my sister for babysitting, and man, I gotta say, was a bit let down of where we went to. And I don't want to knock this place because I definitely want to give it like another chance or another opportunity, or maybe that it's just wasn't the best opportunity that we got. But we ended up going to this spot in downtown called Darling's Avery, something like that. Y'all might know it, but it's fairly new. You know what I mean? Probably like a year or some shit. But we always talked about going up because they have like the rooftop area. Now, mind you, they have like they have like a bar area downstairs, and I'm sure they sell food and all this other shit. But the main attraction for it is upstairs, up top on the rooftop. So got dressed up. You know what I'm saying? Took off fairly early too, like eight something, 8:15, I think. You know, what I mean, was there like like between driving downtown, parking, finding parking, and then walking up and doing everything, like 8:45. So that's fairly early. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing crazy, man. So it was cool. It was cool at first. Like it was cool. It kind of gave me like a little dive bar action, or feel, I should say. But we were thinking, we're gonna be here for a while, and the main thing is going up top. So let's just kind of pregame a little bit. And they told us like, yo, it's probably gonna be about an hour wait from the time you go upstairs. And I was like, cool, no big deal. And then we go check in. We go tap in with the dude with the tablet that is taking your numbers, and it's gonna be sending you the text message for everything. So I was just like, yeah, cool. I was like, all right. We gave the dude the number, and he goes, all right, we're looking at about an hour and 15-minute wait. So we were just like, I mean, that's cool. Yeah, an hour and 15. As long as we could drink and pregame at the bottom and still turn up top, because that place was closing at midnight. So again, this is just our experience. Wasn't the best. So an hour passed, cool. We're still drinking. Hour and 15, all right, cool. Now it's been like an hour and a half. So we're like, man, we should probably go check and see where we at on the list. So we go check. Dude goes, still got about 20 more minutes. I'm like, damn, all right. And I'm thinking about it because, mind you, again, they close at midnight. So at this point, it's already past 10. It's like 10:20. I'm like, okay, does it make sense? So now we're trying to debate here. Does it make sense to even stay? Should we take off to another spot? It's like, it's like Tiger Block and Tiger Garden, everything that's right there, right outside the arena. So there's definitely places to go. And we were just like, well, fuck, we already waited here this long. Might as well just keep on waiting. So, bro, I'm talking about we waited another 30 minutes, and then we're finally like, all right, man, come on now. It's been over 2 hours at this point. Want to go check in again. And this is where it was like our little, like, I guess, riff for it, or this is where it kind of got the negative vibe for it. So we want to go check in, and then dude was just like talking to another person that just walked in. And we saw a bit of an exchange happen. You know what I mean? If you catch my drift, we saw a bit of exchange, which is all right. No beef. If that's what you're doing, that's what y'all doing. But had I known that was the easiest route, that was a shortcut way to go up top, we would have definitely made some type of exchange as well. So I think he saw that I saw that, and he was just like, oh, okay, yeah, you guys' table's ready. All right, cool. We go up to the elevator. We go up top. I mean, at this point, it was like 11, I want to say 11:20. And so they close at, like I said, midnight. So it's like, all right, we got 40 minutes. Not even 40, actually 30, because we have to leave beforehand, close our tabs, and walk downstairs and everything. So we got like 30 minutes to be up top. So just wasn't really worth it if you are going there. But again, this is just our experience. So maybe you might experience it different. And if you do go, shoot an invite. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm down to go again. But yeah, so that was Friday. I had my family over, both of my sisters, all my nieces and nephews. So it was a packed house, like hella packed, kids running around everywhere, motherfuckers fighting each other. Had to like feed this and have this food and not this food, because this dude is like, hella picky for everything. And this niece is like only eats around this time. And then my other nephew is like focused on playing games. And then my son's going crazy. So it was a bunch of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Family stuff. Not complaining, because it's always good to see them, because they don't get to come too often. But I was busy with that, you know what I'm saying? And then Saturday came around, same thing. My sister came over again, my brother-in-law, we barbecued, we drank, kicked it, and it was good. It was good. It was hot. So we had like two different pools going on for the kids and everything. But that overall, like I said, it was just family weekend stuff that was definitely like well needed. And it was cool. It was cool to get a break and to kind of reset a little bit and then spend it with the loved ones. One thing that was exciting too for me was that I had didn't. If you guys remember, look back to a previous episode with my homie Uli, and the episode was called Ulysses Media. I had did an episode with him where we got to like get to know each other a little bit more. He's a videographer, producer, photographer, podcaster, video creator. He owns like a media company or a media production company I should say, Odyssey Media. And we had talked about collaborating further than this and doing a cross promote and going on each other's podcasts. So I was fortunate enough to go on his podcast, the Full Circle Show, and do an episode. And it was I would say I don't really get nervous for a lot of stuff. Maybe I get nervous for like prepping for like a certain type of interview. And I'm just really confident in myself with a lot of different things. So the nervousness is never really there. You know what I mean? And I remember when we were doing when I was getting ready to do his episode, at first I didn't know. I guess I should ask too. I was like, yo, is it mainly video or is it audio? Because, podcasting, it's like it could be either or both. You have audio for sure because that's the main format first. And then there is video, you know? And if you incorporate video, it's just a plus. You don't have to have video, but it's definitely a plus, and it helps you out in the long run and the longevity of your platform. So we were doing it via Riverside FM, I think it's the one that was. And we had the video stuff there. And then, obviously we both are podcasters, so we have the audio equipment good. But it was tough because we were having some technical difficulties at first, and then we were trying to get issues with my microphone, the gains of it sorted out on his end, and then so it took a little while. But I didn't really know. I listened to his podcast previously, to a few of his episodes, and I thought like the people that he have on were like, I'm not gonna say intimidating, but I felt like they maybe could offer a little bit more as far as being, the creatives in their respective fields. So I was just like, oh, what am I gonna offer other than just maybe like some corny ass jokes or like a good history lesson on something, or background information on myself. So I didn't really know the direction of the episode, or where it was going to go. So because of that, it left me a little bit trepidatious or a little bit nervous and being like, ooh, okay, what are we gonna talk about? What are we gonna get into? So. And I think now that it's out, he dropped it Monday, and we were able to promote it and do everything. And listening to it back myself, I could definitely hear the nervousness in my voice, and I can hear where I was stumbling a lot of the words, or kind of going too fast, where I think back on it and I'm like, maybe I should have slowed down a little bit more. But it was also my first time being a guest on someone else's podcast. I'm usually the one that hosts everything, and I've been asked before too. That's like, yo, we should switch seats and have another person be the host and them question me. So I'm not opposed to it. This is the one that just happened to have happened already. So it was good. It was a little bit different, different from what I'm accustomed to. But I feel like one of the strengths that I have, and one of my two, I guess you would say, that I have in my arsenal, is that I'm able to adjust to anything on the fly. So in the episode, whatever questions he's asking, it's more so background stuff and kind of opening up a lot more. And it's like I said, even that's an adjustment to myself, because I've never really talked about those type of things publicly, let alone to an audience that I don't know where the reach is going to go. So part of that is where that nervousness comes into, but it's also exciting. I mean, it's liberating, get that all little bit off, So if you haven't checked out that episode and want to get to know myself a little more, or maybe some of the background or the journey or how all this came about, or some stuff, like I said, that's some of the drama stuff that happened in my life that never really publicly said, there's that episode. And even then, there's still a lot more. I mean, that's just one episode. Like, it was only like an hour and 15 minutes. So even in that, there's only so much you can cram in, just like all these episodes that I have on with people, because I know there's always room for a part two, So that's where kind of all that came into. But yeah, definitely check it out. Full Circle Show with Ulysses. I think my episode was episode 28, if I'm not mistaken. But speaking about that too, it's actually getting me to the next topic, or a topic that I definitely wanted to talk about. Speaking about being open and nervousness or feeling kind of a sense of relief, I guess I should say, talking about a bit of that. And that is finding something or finding what is therapeutic for you as a person individually. So bear with me. I want to say first, I should preference that I'm not an expert in therapy. I'm not someone that maybe is fully credentialed to speak about a lot of the stuff. I would say more so like an advocate. As a person who has gone to therapy before, I can definitely speak on that. It's not something that I still do to this day, but I have taken that approach to go do that and get my own experiences. And everybody's going to have their own opinion and their agenda when it comes to stuff like that. So I can only speak about mine, which is I at first was opposed to a lot of this stuff. I was opposed to going to therapy because I didn't really understand it when I was younger. I was like, it doesn't really make sense for me. I didn't feel like it was going to be a good fit. And I also wasn't that comfortable enough to open up about a lot of the bad stuff in the past to a completely different stranger. Just the idea of it didn't really make sense until I actually take a step back and would look and be like, well, how do you know it won't work for you until you actually try it? So I took it upon myself to go do 5 sessions here in Sacramento, downtown area. Did 5 sessions and I didn't follow up after that. I feel like, okay, I got the gist of it. I know more or less, I got the feel for exactly what it does. Now, if you're a person who has gone to therapy or talks about therapy, you will know that that's not exactly true. You have to like continually go. And, the more and more you continue doing it, the more and more you find out stuff about yourself and kind of will learn and grow. So that's hypocritical right there. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my experience was going for those 5. So that's where I speak about like my voice in it, in, I guess I would say, being an advocate for it. But let me elaborate a little more. So finding stuff that's therapeutic for you. So if you not opposed to that, or if you haven't gone to do that, there is other options you can do, such as, I remember one thing that helped me out a lot was I found it very therapeutic for me to just randomly take off to a city by myself and have the whole day to just not have a plan, but to go out, do stuff, and be safe. So, example, I used to get up early, this is not early, but I would get up and I would choose what I was going to do for the day. And some days would be like San Francisco or something like that, or the city. So I would get up about like 9. I was dressed, had myself ready to go, and I would drive right at 9 a.m. I would drive to Concord. Concord had the BART station, and I would leave my car parked in the BART area, and I would take BART from Concord, and I would have, it's like $7 or some shit like that. And I would take BART all the way to San Francisco, and I'd be in San Francisco, and I get off on like Mission Street, or like right kind of close to, I forgot which one it was, but it was the one that's like basically right in the middle of downtown, and it's like close to California Street, close to AT&T Park and all that, right? So I'd get off there, and then I would just walk. I would just go, and for some reason, I don't know how, but I would always wind up going to Chinatown first. I'll go to Chinatown. I would walk up and down the little stores and everything, and I would stop at this random little bar that was right there, or like a hole in the wall fucking shop. I would get myself a little drink a little bit up on myself, go walk around, found like the hillside, everything, where they would have like a little mini flea market, I guess you would say, or like, it would be like artists selling stuff. So I would always go trip out on the paintings and everything. And then I would walk to Pier 39. Now, granted, sometimes I wouldn't walk because I've done this more than one time. Sometimes I would walk, and then sometimes I would take an Uber, or like a Lyft. And I would go to Pier 39, and then I would go to the same, I think it was like, was it Wipeout? I forget the name of it now, but because I haven't done it in a couple of years. But I would go to the same little spot, and I would eat, get another drink, go to the actual pier, walk around there, look at everything, and then I would walk back or take a Lyft back. And then during that time, I was like, I'd be buzzed, but I wasn't like messed up, you know what I mean? And I talked to a few people, meet a few people, and then kind of just see what where the day's gonna go. But I didn't have a plan; I would just go. So when I knew that it was getting like a certain time, like I say 6 or 7, and I was trying to map it out in my head, like, all right, it's 6 right now. By the time I get to the bar, by the time I get to be like, by the time I actually physically get there, like 7, then I can hop into the BART at Concord. And then by the time I get there, then I get to my car, then drive back to Sacramento. So it's like you kind of like plan that stuff out like that, or at least I would say the closest thing to planning. What was cool with that though is that my bad, you see me doing this thing. What was cool with that though is that I like the fact that there was no plan, but obviously you still have to be safe with everything, and you still have to kind of know more or less where you're gonna be at, what you're gonna do, and your surroundings and everything. And so there was like a mix of everything, but it's like there was kind of a plan, but there wasn't. And I love that idea of not having a plan, and I love the idea of just kind of figuring it out on the go. And I've done this multiple times. A lot of my close friends that I've talked to, a lot of people in my family, I was like, they would call me, or I would call them and then be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just walking around." And they're like, "What?" Like I was in San Francisco, Marin County area, or I'd be sometimes Pittsburgh, but not really. But I would just walk around because to me, that was therapeutic for myself. It was getting a chance to escape whatever problems you're dealing with, whether they be social problems, mental problems, family problems, relationship problems, or any kind of stuff like that. You can kind of get a chance to escape that and take like a mental break without being on your phone with everything, or worried about this or stressed about that. It's just like a day to just take a day by yourself. So that was therapeutic for me. But there's other forms of getting that same what's that word I'm looking for? Uh, anyway, there's that same way to you can get that can be like reliefful, if that's a word, or therapeutic for yourself. Even something simple like going for a drive at night. Like even here in Sac, I used to do that too. I used to drive to Old Town, park at whatever spot, and I would walk to the Golden Bridge. That's overlooking the River City Cafe and all that. And I would just go post up to the same middle point, and I would just like at night just go stare at everything because that shit was like hella calming. That shit was hella relaxful, and it just felt good. So I say all that to say, find something that's very therapeutic for yourself, and no wrong. I guess there's no wrong answers for that. So take care of your mentals. Now, so I was, I got, we're in this little group chat, me, Gil, and Alexis. It's like mainly just memes, fight stuff, sports stuff, or reaction videos to things. And it was funny because I got hit, not me got hit, but like we on the group chat, Alexis had sent this fucking meme, and it was like a dude punching this character from Game of Thrones. Now, mind you, I've never watched Game of Thrones. I never got into it. I never got into it. You know what I mean? It's not my thing. So before y'all flame me and roast me for all that, just know that I just can't really get into it. I think the closest thing I ever got to like actually watching like Game of Thrones was it was on a background one time, and it was like I was on my computer either way, so it's like I wasn't really watching it, but it was on the background. And I just remember every single time I would look up, there would just be titties. And it was like, what the fuck? Okay, whatever. I look up and it was just titties. I'm like, bro, is this all there is? We look down again, doing my work, whatever. We'll look up, titties. And it's like, what is this show? What is this Game of Thrones stuff? I thought it was dragons. Half the time it's just naked ass people. So I'm just confused on that. You know what it reminds me of? So if your girl is on Netflix watching, what's the name of that fucking show? But it's basically a show where it's just like, yo, literally, and I'm not even over exaggerating. They're just smashing the same dude, the same girl. They're just smashing every single episode. Every single episode. How much can you watch a person, the same two people, smash each other on an episode throughout the season continuously? Okay, so my mind is like blanking right now, so I can't remember the name of it. But girls, I'm sure I know for a fact y'all know what I'm talking about. It was on Netflix. Dudes, be careful, because your girls gonna be watching that shit like back to back to back to back. Even if they just rewatch the shit, they're gonna watch it again. It's like a fantasy for them. I don't know, but it's on there. You know what I'm saying? And if you're watching it too, I'm not, not judging or anything like that. I'm just kind of like, yo, what else do you do? Like, you know what I'm saying? What else you be watching? You freak. What are you watching? Cause way too much stuff on there. Isn't it? Tell me if I'm wrong in this one. Am I tripping? But isn't it kind of weird? Like, if you're gonna, if which your significant other or partner, and those kind of scenes come on, you know what I mean? Like, am I the only one that gets a little weird about it? Like, you both just kind of like they're like if you thought watching it with your parents as a young one, like having your attempt to tell you to close your eyes and shit like that. If that wasn't awkward as enough, yo, watch a bunch of shit like that with your significant other or partner. It's weird, isn't it? Like, what if your partner's like all turned on and all juiced up? You know what I'm saying? What if your dude's just like over here bricked up sitting on the couch? What do you do with that? You just start, you know what I'm saying, doing your thing? Or what exactly happens? Because it's just, I don't know, like, do they get like turned on from that type of shit? I'm not excluding, I'm not talking about teens, you know what I'm saying? Everybody had their phase, that rain, like Jack Harlow said, that reindeer from the claymation series. I don't know. It's just, maybe, like I said, maybe it's just me, but Game of Thrones, that Netflix fucking, what's that name again? With the people. There's just too much, like, repeatedly coming on. Like, I don't know what I would do. Because motherfuckers are hooked on that Game of Thrones shit. How do you do it if you're watching it, if you're watching it with a group of people every freaking week? I don't know, bruh. I don't know. I don't know. I can't do it. And I'm not getting into Game of Thrones, so don't even try to put that shit on me. But shouts out to them, because that's like supposed to be like the most, successful thing out there. I don't know. But anyway, I was just random thought that I had, because we got tagged on that, and it was, oh, you know what? Let me read you the freaking thing. Watch. Oh man, I'm gonna mess this up. Beneath of Darth, vassals to the house Baratheon, the only daughter of Lord Selwith Tarth. Bro, I have no idea. I feel like I messed up that entire sentence, if that even was a sentence. But the only daughter of Lord Salwin Tarth, vassals to House Baratheon. Yeah, bro, I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah. So, so July's wrapping up. July's wrapping up. Dope shit on the way. I'm gonna be going. I got like some mobile episodes that I'm gonna be doing. I got more people tapping in. I got reunion one that's coming in. I had a few of them fell through, and just it's weird. It's crazy too with all this too, because like it's tough, y'all. Like, it's tough to you get to a certain point doing this for so long. Not that saying I'm doing this, hella, but you get to a certain point where it's just like you're finding ways to, like, you got the strategy down, you've got the main course, I guess you would say, to it down, but then you get to a point where you're just trying to like try new things out, or experiment with new things, or kind of seek out advice, and same thing from a lot of people. I got a lot of people that reach out to me as well, but to keep the creative juices flowing, there's got to be something in you that kind of keeps it pumping, or that fire lit, which in my case is just curiosity. I spoke about it hella times before, excuse me. Curiosity levels just fucking keep me going. But I'm curious with a lot of stuff, and I'm going to be putting out stuff on this podcast page, maybe even on Twitter or some shit like that. Just kind of get some feedback and get, I guess, trying to gauge people where they're at and, you know, how they are reacting to these episodes and what ways I can improve for a lot of this stuff, you know, so be on the lookout for that. And there's definitely, I wouldn't say necessarily like changes, but there's definitely some other stuff coming in that's in the works. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And just overall, you know, like literally about to be in August. So everything's been consistent with what I've been saying, which was, you know, an episode a week. Bonus episodes, you know, might be sprinkled here or there in between everything, but everything's staying consistent. I am tired, so we're gonna wrap this up. And shout out to again, like every solo one, damn near every solo one, my Thanos cup. Okay. Anyway, drink your kombucha drinks, drink your ginger and turmeric shots, drink water, yo. Don't be drinking so much. Y'all motherfuckers be drinking like all the time. And I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because I am, because I be drinking too, but like not that much. Take care of yourselves, man. Drink some water. Okay? Y'all stay safe. Peace.